Hello, you beautiful people. This is Conversations in the Clinic. I'm Dr. Kelly, clearly not in the clinic, outside for a couple minutes this morning. And I want to talk about the video that I posted about push ups. Okay, everyone should be able to do 11 push ups. That's, if you've seen that going around, that's like a trending thing on the internet and in the fitness and wellness world right now. And that is somewhat arbitrary. I will link up the video that I posted with the reasons why, but basically they did a study in 2019 on Chicago firefighters. The average age of these guys was 40, and they basically said they set a metronome to 80 beats per minute and said do as many in a row as you can. You're going to stop either when you can't do any more, or you miss 3 beats of the metronome, or you get to 80. We'll stop you at 80 if a fireman could do 80 push-ups. And what they found was those who could do 40 or more had way significant less cardiac mortality risk or incident risk than those who could do 10 or less, which is significant and like kind of cool because again, push-ups are not like a run for a mile. They're not like a typical cardiac test that you would think of. So it's cool that they were able to link that up with cardiac related incidences. I think that's the plural of it. Anyway, but like if you see stuff on the internet that says that, ask for the source. Because that, like, duh. If you can do 40 push-ups, push-ups are hard. If you can do 40 push-ups in a row, yeah, you probably have other good habits in place that are going to reduce your risk of a cardiac event, right? Of like a chronic heart failure or a heart attack or something like that. Like, that's duh, right? So the point is not to be able to do 40 push-ups in a row. The point is to understand that like this is all trainable and it all helps in almost every single system in your body when you are strong and capable. And these guys were doing them from the floor. They had like a form checker there. But listen, you're not involved in a study. You're not a firefighter. Start where you are. I do mine from the wall over here. Right? I have a like a little retaining wall, and when I throw the ball with our dog, I will stop and I'll do a couple push-ups. And I'll do a couple of sets and I'll do what I can that day. I've tried to follow my own advice of like start where you are and use what you have. I'm 4 weeks postpartum. I'm not about to go down on the ground and do 40. I couldn't do that right now. It'd be stupid and silly of me to try. So understand that like I hope the difference between me and anybody else you see on the internet is the stuff that I say and do has research behind it and is evidence based and is practical and mostly free and can be improved over time. So the consecutive push-up test, the reason that I know about that is because I wrote this book, The 12 Signs of Vitality. And I wrote that book because I got tired of saying the same thing over and over in my clinic. And all it is it's 12 signs that I do. It's like a battery of tests. And I usually don't do it with every patient starting out every time. I'll usually do 3 or 4 of them relevant to their condition and what we're trying to do with them. And it always, and I never intend to like humble them, but we always do. I put them through 3 or 4 different assessments, and they inevitably there's always one where they're like, oh my gosh, that was way harder than I thought it was going to be. One of them is jumping rope. I'll hand them a jump rope and they'll laugh and they'll roll their eyes and be like, man, it's been years since I've done this. And I'll just say, can you? And I give it to them and they try. And some of them impress themselves and others are like embarrassed by it. And I don't intend to embarrass them. But my intention is, hey, let's just make you aware. So and honestly, jump rope doesn't have a ton of evidence behind it for independence as you get older. Like the sit to rise test does. Tons of evidence behind that test. Tons of evidence behind what we call the 5 times sit to stand test, where you stand up and sit down 5 times. Tons of evidence behind what we call the timed up and go, which measures your walking speed. That's another good sign of vitality. But the jump rope, mostly that just tells me like, are you coordinated? Do you have the cardiovascular fitness to do more than 2 or 3 jumps in a row? And are you willing to like have a little fun with this and try? So most of the tests in that book are evidence-based, and some of them are just clinically based. Like I've done these with people in the office, and it shows us some really valuable insight. So I included them for you guys in that book. But please understand, and please be skeptical of everybody that you see on the internet who's trying to help you move more. that like the big flashy headlines and claims get people to view and like and share and comment on your stuff, and the evidence isn't sexy. It's not. It's really boring. Um, but it's where those headline articles get their information from, and then they catastrophize it and they make it so that you want to read it and buy it and get past the paywall type of thing. Um, most of what you need is $0. Most of what most of us need is $0. Some people out there need to pay a lot of money just to have the accountability. Some people out there need to pay a lot of money for the right expertise. And I'm not discounting that. I think that that's really important, and you have to know yourself with that in regards to that. Um, but a lot of it is out there, and you can just get it for $0 if you put your own effort into it. Um, so please understand that. Please be skeptical. Please do your research and your homework. Please find someone that you trust and you kind of jive with um, before you spend a cent with anybody. So that's my encouragement for you guys. So I will do a whole series if you want. Again, I want all this to be accessible to everybody. So I'm going to put out videos on the 12 signs of vitality. If you want them all and you want them organized and in a way that you can just reference back to, the book is $9. It's an ebook. I'll email it to you. If you just comment book on this video, I'll send you a link to get it on my website. But follow along, and you'll get them all for free, just on my own time, because I have to make them when I can make them. So that's a resource for you guys. As always, I appreciate you. Thank you for spending your time, your energy, your attention, your effort with me. Keep moving and keep getting better every day.